Hey you guys, so today I wanted to talk to you about a couple of things. One I really just want to touch on, and then the other one I'll delve a little deeper. I read something in one of the groups that I'm in, and it just sparked a topic. Now, I firmly believe that we are given the life that we're given for a reason. We sign up for it, and we have to play the cards that we're dealt, and that doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. In fact, like I always say, God doesn't make mistakes, so it's really never a bad thing. It's just how we perceive it and interpret it and choose to live it out. But as we all know, the thing to do now is to play the card. You know, there's the race card, or in my case it would be the disabled card. I don't believe in doing that. The only time that I play the disabled card is when I want to get a perk. Like, for instance, my favorite one is getting front row at, like, a concert or outdoor show or front row for anything. I personally feel like that should be automatic for somebody who's sitting down versus, like, especially a general admission standing room only show. Obviously I can't see if somebody's standing up straight in front of me, so yeah, I'll use the disabled card for that. But other than that, no. I just don't feel like I'm in a situation where I have any cause to complain. Because if I'm gonna use the card, especially the saying of, well, you don't know what it's like to have, in my case, spina bifida. Yeah, okay, nobody knows what it's like to live in any situation. And then what happens after that is when you say, okay, I don't know, end of discussion, right? So I don't understand the point of anybody saying, well, you don't know what it's like, but because obviously you don't. So it never makes sense to me when somebody says that. You don't know what it's like. Well, yeah, obviously. But especially for people who love you, if they want to point out what could help you in ways that they see that you're struggling, maybe that's cause to maybe do it a little different. Because as we know, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. So if you're gonna fall into that pattern of complaining and bitching and moaning and expecting that to make you feel better, and it hasn't yet, maybe it's not gonna. Maybe it's time for you to stop saying, well, you don't know what it's like and blah blah blah, and actually start figuring out ways to enjoy your life that maybe have nothing to do with your situation, which is exactly why I always say I don't just define myself as a disabled woman. I am a whole person. And that, for me, is the easiest way to not get stuck in a pattern of blaming other people or being all woe is me and complaining and bitching and moaning and saying things like, you don't know what it's like, because I don't sit and dwell on the hard times and the bad times. And not only that, but we're all human. There's been plenty of shit that's happened in my life that has nothing to do with my disability that's been hard to overcome. But I don't want to say you don't really have a choice, because you do. And I know that firsthand with, the loss of my brother. that was his choice to end his life. But for me, especially after that, that would, no matter how hard or how bad anything got, I live every day even more blessed to know how precious life is. And I would never allow myself to get to that point, and I'm even more concerned for people who teeter on the edge with that, but I'm also aware that you can only help somebody who wants to help themselves. So it's a very, I didn't even expect to take this video in this direction. It's just a very delicate topic that I'm in no way trained or licensed to deal with. I know people who are, so if you do struggle with that and feel that way, you can reach out to me and I can point you in the right direction, but it's not me. I would not trust myself enough to handle that, But what I will say, back to the original topic, what I will say is I see people like my brother, and it makes me feel even more blessed not to have more serious issues than I have. And, as cliche as it does sound, if you're gonna put all of your problems on a table with everybody else's, chances are you'd take most of yours back. And you wouldn't trade them with other people's problems. So, that's a big tip that I can give you as far as looking at the card you were dealt versus other people. But I'm not one that would ever make it harder for myself, not even in comparison to other people, but making it harder for myself by saying, oh, well, you don't know what it's like, because that automatically reaffirms to yourself how hard your situation is, and then it's going to be harder to move through it, especially for those of you who are disabled and it's not a situation that's going to change or end tomorrow. You have to learn to cope with it and to deal with it. And like I said before, with my brother, a lot of people's struggles that lead to that are because of the lack of coping skills. So, that I can help you with. I have a ton of coping skills that I can help you with. But like I said, if you're that in deep, I would suggest not only coming to me. You could come to me for your coping skills, and we could talk about what you're going through, but just know that it isn't just me that can help you and should be helping you. But yeah, like I said, I did not think that I would be getting that deep into this video, because it was just like a offhanded thing that I read, and I was like, you know what, I want to talk about the cards we're dealt and using those cards to complain and bitch and moan. That's not me. I'll use it for perks, like I said, but I won't be like, well, you don't know what it's like. Nobody knows what anything is like, so I don't even understand why anybody says that to begin with. That's the whole point of this video, is nobody knows what anybody's situation is like, because there's external factors on top of it. Like, I can only, I don't want to say sympathize, but I can only relate on surface level, even with people with the same disability, because there's different actual levels to it, and there's different external factors that will affect us. So every situation is going to be different. So it just bugs me when people say, well, you don't know what it's like. And I know that took me like 11 minutes to talk about. And it's a very long-winded video, and I'm sorry, but yeah. If you're still here watching, please subscribe. I know this video is going to be a lot earlier than expected. I've gotten kind of into the habit of doing one once a week, like maybe every 6 days, but I just felt inspired, so, and that happens a lot, so you might want to be subscribed if you do want to keep up with every time I make a new video. My goal is to get 600 plus subscribers, so share this video with somebody you think might like it. You could share it in groups, you could share it wherever you want, and I'll talk to you guys next time.